Azad Kashmir is governed by the government of Pakistan under the UN resolutions, UN Security Council resolutions. So it is neither a part of Pakistan, it is neither an independent country nor a sovereign country. It, in a sense, is a local authority. We have no status under the AJK Constitution to do anything for the rest of Kashmir. Article 370 is a nullity. There is nothing under Article 370 left.
Welcome to our expert lecture series. Before we start our discussion, let us briefly have a few words about our advocacy group, LFK. Legal Forum for Kashmir is an international legal advocacy group dedicated to addressing the Kashmir conflict. Its membership primarily consists of indigenous individuals hailing from the Indian occupied territory of Jammu and Kashmir. The core mission of LFK is to uphold the legal, political, social, and human rights of Kashmiri natives while actively promoting the UN-sanctioned right of self-determination. Established with the sole purpose of providing a global platform for lawfare and legal advocacy related to the Kashmir issue, LFK endeavors to empower Kashmiris as meaningful participants and contributors within the international community. LFK conducts meticulous legal research, comprehensive documentation, and capacity building initiatives, and explores legal avenues in accordance with international law to address the numerous violations affecting the individual and collective rights of Kashmiri residents. Our topic for discussion is navigating constitutional framework of AJK and delineating legal aspects of Kashmir dispute. The Azad Jammu and Kashmir Interim Constitution Act was passed in 1974, and interestingly, it follows a similar pattern as that of Pakistani Constitution of 1973. To understand the constitutional framework of AJK with regards to Kashmir dispute, we have former Chief Justice, Supreme Court of AJK, Syed Manzoor Gilani with us. He was born in Indian-occupied Kashmir and later moved to AJK in 1976, where he continued his legal practice as an advocate of AJK High Court and Supreme Court of AJK. He was appointed as a permanent judge of AJK High Court in 1991, and he served as a judge for almost 2 decades. And later on, he retired from the position of Chief Justice Supreme Court AJK in 2010. Apart from this, he is also the chairman of the Association for the Rights of People of Jammu and Kashmir. Since 2012, he creates awareness about the fundamental rights of education, franchise, dispute resolution, enforcement of the rights through courts, and the right to self-determination of the people of the state of Jammu and Kashmir. Thank you for being with us, sir. Sir, the interim status of Azad Jammu and Kashmir Constitution has persisted for almost 5 decades, since 1974. And how long will it continue? Because it's an interim constitution.
Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to have a conversation with you and to talk to your audience here. It is a commendable job what you are doing about the state of Jammu and Kashmir as a whole. AJK and Gilgit-Baltistan are also a part of the state of Jammu and Kashmir, and they are governed by the 2 separate documents. The AJK is governed by the Azad Jammu and Kashmir Interim Constitution Act 1974, and the Gilgit-Baltistan is governed by the Governance Order of 2018. So, although they are those separately governed, but they basically are part of the state of Jammu and Kashmir, and the arrangement in both the areas is interim. It is not a permanent arrangement because it is subject to the referendum, subject to the plebiscite and the decision of the people of the state of Jammu and Kashmir to what type of government they would want or what to which country they would like to accede to. Then the terms and conditions will be settled with that country as to how and on what conditions the people of the state of Jammu and Kashmir would like to accede to any of the 2 countries. As at the moment, the Azad Kashmir is governed by the government of Pakistan under the UN resolutions, UN Security Council resolutions. So it is neither a part of Pakistan, it is neither an independent country nor a sovereign country. It, in a sense, is a local authority. Local authority with an interim constitution, interim in the sense and for the reason that the final status of the state of the Jammu and Kashmir as a whole remains to be decided. And this being a part of the state of Jammu and Kashmir cannot itself decide its fate for final determination. However, there is no impediment in its way if by interim arrangement, if this takes part in the Pakistani politics or the constitution of Pakistan, it will be interim arrangement for the purpose of administration because the local administration has to be run. The rights of the people have to be secured. The movement for the liberation of Kashmir is a rights movement. So the people who have already got themselves liberated, they cannot be denied of the rights which the people would ultimately get. So at the time, the Azad Jammu and Kashmir has a simple relationship with Pakistan to the extent the other provinces of Pakistan have with federal government. Of course, it's not a part of the constitution of Pakistan, but the Pakistan in Azad Jammu and Kashmir has the same powers and same authority as it has with respect to other provinces under its control. So this is interim, and AJK and Gilgit-Baltistan are not part of Pakistan as far as the Pakistan Constitution is concerned, but being governed by Pakistan and Pakistan being the sovereign authority in the sense that the defense is with the Pakistan, the foreign affairs are with Pakistan, the communication, the currency, the federal subjects are all with Pakistan. And besides that, most of the matters which the provinces have conceded to the federal government or to the union government, which India calls them, or we call it federal government, those subjects are governed by the government of Pakistan. So that way, we are though not part of constitution, but we are a part of Pakistan. That we were going like that.
Sir, so how long do you think this interim setup will persist? How long should it continue? Since it is an interim setup and it should somehow transform into something more permanent, and like, for how long will the interim status continue?
You are very right. You are very right in asking that. It would, the conception is that it would continue as interim government till the whole of the state of Jammu and Kashmir is liberated and the Kashmir state, Jammu and Kashmir as a whole takes the decision to whom to concede. So that way, conceptually, it is interim. It will remain interim till that day. But I understand the depth of your argument, the depth of your question, that how long would it continue as interim? It doesn't have any sense to keep as interim. It must have some status because at the moment we are neither independent country, we are neither part of Pakistan, we are non-entity practically. So it should have some arrangement with the government of Pakistan under the constitution of Pakistan. It should be interim arrangement. It should be interim subject to the final settlement of the state of the question of the state of Jammu and Kashmir. Of course, it will be temporary. It will be contingent upon the final decision of the whole of the state of Jammu and Kashmir. But till then, the rights of the people cannot be kept hostage to the resolution of whole of the state. It may take many years. It has already taken 76 years. I don't know how many more years it is going to take. And under the changing scenario of the political scenario and diplomatic scenario in the world, I think it may take more than 76 years now, unless some miracle happens. So it must have some status under the Constitution of Pakistan. It should be interim status, no doubt, but there should be some status for it.
Sir, while the preamble of the AJK Constitution highlights its responsibility to advocate for Kashmiri's rights, but preamble is not the operative part of the Constitution. So, to what extent does it function effectively, especially considering it doesn't specify the responsibility of Azad Jammu and Kashmir government toward the liberation of Indian occupied Kashmir?
The preamble is just a dibacha, what you call in Urdu. It is just a dibacha or a foreword, which is going to come ahead. And there is nothing in the body of the constitution which empowers the government of Azad Jammu and Kashmir or the government of Azad Jammu and Kashmir to have any part, to have any role in the liberation of the state of Jammu and Kashmir. As you well know that the dispute is regulated by the United Nations Security Council, and it is a foreign affairs subject. The foreign affairs are a subject of the government of Pakistan. So mentioning the UNCIP or UNCI, United Nations Security Council resolutions in the preamble doesn't matter. It doesn't give any weight. It doesn't give any power to the government of AJK. The power basically vests with the government of Pakistan. So my point has always been that pending final resolution of the state of Jammu and Kashmir, the AJK and Gilgit-Baltistan together or separately must be given an interim representation in the Pakistani parliament and the Pakistani national constitutional institutions so that they take up their case from the Pakistani parliament, they take up their case from the stage of the government of Pakistan to advocate about the rest of the part of the state which is under Indian occupation. So otherwise, we have no status under the AJK constitution to do anything for the rest of Kashmir and even for this part as well, unless the government of Pakistan agrees to that.
Okay, sir. So, our government of Azad Jammu and Kashmir does not have any autonomy to support the freedom struggle of Indian occupied Kashmir.
Not under the constitution, although they have they do the they have the procession. There are about 1 million people living in Europe from the AJK. They do their part, but the AJK government as such does not have any power to do that because it is not a part of Pakistan. And it is not a sovereign country in itself, so it doesn't have any identity to do that.
Okay, sir. Sir, thank you. Sir, next question is about power sharing between government of Azad Jammu and Kashmir and government of Pakistan. What is the nature of power sharing between the two? And what specific powers does the government of Azad Jammu and Kashmir possess?
I would simply say you that if you read the Constitution of Pakistan, whatever powers are given to the provinces of Pakistan, the same powers are vested in the government of AJK, except some natural resources which are vested in the government of Pakistan, such as minerals, such as the electricity, and all of the things. They vest in the government of Pakistan. Otherwise, all those powers which the provinces have conceded to the federal government, they are conceded by AJK government to the government of Pakistan. So this is really funny that you have given almost all federal powers to the government of Pakistan, but without any representation, without your say in legislation, in policy making, and in decision making for those powers. There are about 57 subjects. And they are the main subjects, and the main subjects, of course, contain many sub subjects as well. For example, I would just say defense. Take up the defense. Defense does not mean the army personnel. Defense means the defense propagation. Defense means the defense installations. Defense means the war. Defense means the defense production. So many things are under it. And anything which is connected with the defense of the country, that is with the government of Pakistan. So everything which is connected with the foreign affairs of the country, it is with the government of Pakistan. But we as AJK people have no representation in it. So I think I have always been advocating for that pending final resolution of the Kashmir, the AJK government and the Gilgit-Baltistan should not be kept hostage to the liberation of the whole of the state, because that is not our subject. That is subject of the government of Pakistan. Let them do it. Let them get it liberated and get it resolved as soon as possible, whatever they are to do. But pending that, as you have assumed the responsibilities under the UNCIP to control us, to govern us, and then you have assumed the powers of the federal government vis-a-vis AJK, as you have with respect to other provinces. So for that purpose, you give us the representation in the National Assembly so that we become a part of the policy making, we become a part of the decision making, we become a part of the legislation. Otherwise, it looks really funny that the people are being governed, but without their say.
Sir, there have been 13 amendments to the Constitution of Azad Jammu and Kashmir.
14.
Okay, 14, sir. Yes. So, sir, with 14 amendments made to the AJK Constitution, has the gradual erosion of independence and sovereignty occurred? Is the government of AJK not as sovereign as it would have been without those amendments? What do you believe, sir?
See, only one amendment in the Constitution has made AJK sovereign as far as the financial autonomy is concerned. Only one amendment, that is 13th Amendment. Otherwise, these are all regulatory and day-to-day business, no sovereignty in that at all. Sovereignty, you see, sovereignty is either you exercise the defense power, you exercise the foreign affairs power, you exercise the financial powers. We do have the financial powers. Under the 13th Amendment of the Constitution, the powers which were erstwhile vested in the AJK Council, which is also an organ of the AJK Constitution, but they are answerable to the government of Pakistan. They were answerable to the government of Pakistan only. The government of AJK in 2018 and the government of Pakistan, which was in 2018 in Pakistan, they have taken a daring step. They have taken a very good step of devolving the power of the tax collection and tax distribution from the AJK Council to the government of AJK. So to that extent, to the financial extent, we have this financial autonomy. Otherwise, local affairs, of course, are with us, no doubt about that. Education is with us, health is with us, tourism to some extent is with us, and the local affair matters are with us. But the major matters, with which we take the decisions about the whole of the state. You see, I would just mention you, as far as the under the Constitution of Pakistan, the Council of Common Interest takes the major decisions with respect to the financial allocation for the provinces or for the units under the administration of the government of Pakistan. Then there is the Finance Commission. They allocate the budget. There is the Security Commission. They take up the measures about the security affairs of the state. There is the electricity distribution and the electricity levy of and allocation of the electric power and the this water regulations. They are with the government of Pakistan. You see, without having the control over the local resources, without having a say in the decision making for the economic development of the area at the federal level, the autonomy is just a funny thing. There is no autonomy at all. Autonomy, if at all there is any, it is to the extent of how to appoint a teacher, how to appoint a headmaster, how to appoint somebody else, and nothing more than that. As far as the judges of the High Court and Supreme Court are concerned, they are also appointed with the permission, which is called advice under the Constitution of AJK, on the advice of the government of Pakistan or the council, which is a Prime Minister of Pakistan, Chairman of Pakistan. So the autonomy is nominal to the extent of the finance. Otherwise, the major decisions which are taken under Article 153 to 161 of the Constitution of Pakistan for the whole of Pakistan, we don't have any representation there. So we don't have any autonomy to that extent.
Right, sir. Sir, like you have said that we do not have autonomy as the government of Azad Jammu and Kashmir does not have that kind of autonomy. Sir, there is a rights restoration movement going on in Azad Jammu and Kashmir presently. What do you think? What factors are responsible for it, and how does it affect the resistance movement in Indian occupied Kashmir?
You see, you have taken a very valid question in it. The rights movement at the moment in AJK is at the peak. It is not, in fact, rebellion. It is not any revolt against the government of Pakistan, but it is the demand of the rights of the people. And the demand is very simple. Simple is that you generate the power electric power from AJK to the tune of about 3,000 megawatt. But when it goes to the national grid, the thermal power production cost, coal production cost, and all other production costs are put on it. The 1 unit is generated at the cost of about 2 point something rupees at the moment in AJK. But when it comes back to AJK, we get it for about 60 rupees. So the people demand, okay, you are generating electricity from here, you take it to national grid. We don't have any cudgel for that. You take it for that. But we need only 400 megawatt for local consumption of AJK. You give us that on the rate of the cost of production. The cost of production is 3 point some rupees. You make it double, of course. Let it be 7 rupees. So this is the simple demand. Number two is the taxes. The taxes have been imposed on the electricity bill, which are of really, it makes no sense at all. You see, the income tax is imposed on the bill. How is income accruing on the bill? How is income accruing when I pay the electricity bill? Income accrues when the right to income comes in. We are just spending it, but
Right.
we are just we are just spending it. And secondly, the cost is imposed on it that is the billing, the meter which has been installed at your residence. The man from the electricity department comes to read it and then give you the bill. The tax is imposed on that as well. Right? This is, you have installed the meter. This is your duty to read the meter. This is your duty to send the bill. This is your duty to either charge at home or allow us to pay in the banks. We pay in the bank. Why tax on that? So these are trivial matters on which the tax is imposed just for increasing the kitty in the finance and nothing beyond that. These are simple matters. They should be attended by the AJK government. But this is being exploited by India. This is being exploited by the dissidents who have different their own motives for that. That this is a rebellion against the government of Pakistan. No, nothing like that. This is a genuine demand. This is really a genuine demand. And then under the Article 161 of the Constitution of Pakistan, under which we are not going, the first right to the profit out of the generation of the electricity is of the area, is of the province in which it is generated. This decision is taken by the Council of Common Interest, of which we are not members. And therefore, we are deprived of that thing. When it comes to dividing the profit, they say that you are not a province, so you are not going to get it. But at the time of installing the electric generation, electric power or hydropower in AJK, we are a province. But when it comes to the this allocation, when it comes to the sharing of the profit, we are not province. It makes no sense at all. So that is why I say that you give it as an interim arrangement. You keep us as a province under the Constitution of Pakistan, so that we sit in the National Assembly of Pakistan, we sit in the Senate of Pakistan, we be a member in the different policy making decisions. You must be knowing this thing, that in 1950, 26th of January 1950, when Indian Constitution was extended to the state, in 1951, when the elections were conducted, the people from the Jammu and Kashmir were nominated by the government of Jammu and Kashmir for the Parliament of India. They got a representation right from the day one, of course, under nomination, till 1968, when the Indian Election Commission's jurisdiction was extended to the state. So when we treat them as occupied people, we treat the territory as an occupied territory, but the occupation authority gave the representation in the Parliament of India in decision making. Why don't you give us, bhai? We are with you and we are aspiring to be with Pakistan. We are waiting for the day and let you make it possible the day comes in so that we become the final part of you. But till then, we should be treated equal to the other citizens of Pakistan? Of course, interim, but we should be treated like that.
Thank you for explaining the entire issue in depth, and especially the one with regards to the rights restoration movement currently going on. Thank you for clarifying the doubts and misunderstandings, whatever there are currently about this. So moving on to our next question. Considering India's unilateral and unlawful abrogation of Article 370 and 35A, has it weakened the resistant movement in Kashmir? And what constitutional, political, and diplomatic steps should the government of Azad Jammu and Kashmir take in response to that?
See, I have something. This I have I can't say ideology, but I have some perception different from most of the people. Article 370 is a nullity. There is nothing under Article 370 left. All parts of the Indian Constitution, except those parts which regulate the Indian states, they are extended to the state of Jammu and Kashmir. Gulzari Lal Nanda was the Home Minister of India. Once in December 1964, he was speaking in the parliament. He told the people, don't be worried about Article 370. It is just a hollow shell. The traffic has already passed to the Kashmir and the rest will pass. And this way, the India will enter into Kashmir. India as a whole and the Constitution of India as a whole will enter into Kashmir. The whole of the Constitution is now entered in Kashmir. It was already entered through Article 370. It was a channel through which the Indian Constitution was taken to Kashmir. Article 35 was its byproduct. 35A, it was its byproduct. It gave the protection. Article 370 gave the protection to Article 35, which protected the local rights of the people. That is rights given under the state subject law. That is the right to property, local property for the locals, right to the jobs for the local, rights to the scholarship and admission in the medical colleges and the professional colleges to the local people. These were restricted rights. This Article 35A was given protection under 370. This is actually the point. Article 35A, these rights must be restored to the people of the state of Jammu and Kashmir because these are not unique to the state of Jammu and Kashmir only. There are 11 Indian states to whom these rights are given one or other way, and to some states as a whole and to some states in part. You see Goa, you see Pondicherry, you see this Maharashtra. Many of the rights which were lied by Article 35A are given to those states of India. Why not to Kashmir under the Constitution of India? If those are right, if those are constitutional, if those are very much within the ambit of the Constitution, why 35A is out of that? Okay, yes, if you are allergic with the name of Article 370, make it 371, make it 371 H, I, J, K, anything like that, as you have made to the Maharashtra, to the Goa, to the Daman, and all other provinces. So do it like that and give these rights to the people because these are not unique things. If you see Mizoram, in Mizoram, one part of the territory, the people living in the one part of the territory cannot purchase land in the other part of the same province in the same territory. So these are so much restricted rights there. Why not to the state of Jammu and Kashmir? They are given the right for the whole of the state of Jammu and Kashmir, which includes Jammu, which includes Ladakh, which includes the Valley of Kashmir. It includes beyond ethnicity. It includes beyond religion barriers. Everybody living in the state of Jammu and Kashmir is a state subject, and he will enjoy those rights. If these rights are right and genuine for rest of the Indian states, which are 11 in number under the Constitution of India from Article 371 to 370I, 371I. So why not to the state of Jammu and Kashmir? I'm not very much worried about Article 370 because it has already outlived its life. It has done whatever it has done. Whatever was left, it was now I think part 6 of the Indian Constitution, which relates to the states of the India, that part is now directly extended to the state of Jammu and Kashmir. Rest is already extended. So Article 370 is not much a headache. Headache is actually Article 35A. And Article 35A is also reproduced for many other states. Of course, not in the name of Article 35A, but in some other names. But these rights are there.
Sir, are there any measures that the government of Azad Jammu and Kashmir can take in response to the abrogation of Article 370 and 35A? Any constitutional, political, diplomatic measures that AJK government can take?
AJK government cannot take any diplomatic or anything else. Its authority is restricted to the areas under its control. So it can't go beyond that. The Constitution defines the AJK as the territories of the state of Jammu and Kashmir under the control of the government of AJK. So it can't go beyond that, though constitutional. But of course, the government of AJK, of course, they agitate the matter here in Pakistan and around the world, but in their own capacity, not in the capacity with the constitutional authority. They will get the constitutional authority. Only there are two options. Subject to two. There are two ways for that. First is if either Azad Kashmir is recognized as an independent government or as a government representing whole of the state, like the Palestinian Authority, so that they can agitate their matter at the world with a legal authority, with a legal person. But if it is not like that, then AJK should have the representation in the Parliament of Pakistan, so that as a unit they can take up the matter there. They can do it there. If anything is done at the platform of the Parliament of Pakistan, it carries the weight. Otherwise, AJK government has no authority to do it, and it doesn't matter anywhere.
All right, sir. Sir, thank you. Thank you very much, sir. My next and final question is about the resistance movement in Indian occupied Kashmir. Sir, the leadership of the resistance movement in Indian occupied Kashmir has faced delegitimization, imprisonment, and sanctions. How can the legitimacy of the Kashmiri resistance movement be restored?
This depends upon the political chances and political avenues in that area only. The Pakistan should, I think, play the role around the world about that the incarcerated people should be given they should be released. They should be given a chance to advocate. See, their elections were held in the state of Jammu and Kashmir and Indian occupation. So many elections are held. Gilani Saab, Allah bless his soul, and many other people, they were part of the assembly for many years. Similarly, the other people who are now in the Hurriyat, are now in the resistance movement, they were part of that. And at the same time, Farooq Abdullah, Mahbooba Mufti, they of course are Indians, but they also say that we are Indians to the extent of foreign affairs, of defense, and of communication. For rest of the matters, we are not acceded to India. So that is a semi-independence. So people should be given liberty. People should be given chance to liberate. Now that the Mirwais has been released from the imprisonment, he has how has he damaged India? What dent has he created after his release? So no harm will be caused. Let the political activities continue. If the people are pleased with India, they will remain with India. If they are not pleased with India, India should consider giving them the larger autonomy or independence, as the British left India when they saw that Indians are not with us. So if they should be as a human, they should pursue this thing. Of course, let us proceed gradually. If you cannot do it immediately, do it gradually. You just concede to the demand to the extent of local autonomy with the National Conference, or which Mahbooba Mufti's party is claiming. You give them the local autonomy, and if they are not satisfied with the local autonomy, you leave them. That is the way. But why have you subjugated them when they are not with you? They are under the barrel of gun, about 9 million soldiers are there, about one soldier over the head of 9 persons. So it is India is earning a bad name. It is getting India is one of the big powers in the world. I think this fifth now. But the greatness would be with as far as your dealing is concerned. Government, the greatness is not by the wealth you have accumulated, by the GDP you are having it. It is by your moral authority. India has lacked the moral authority, so let them leave the people and let them pursue the political course. You see, this when the Britishers were in the government in the in the India, the Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was prime minister once after I think 46 and 47, somewhere about that. Liaquat Ali Khan was the minister. Both Congress as well as the Muslim League were fighting against the Britishers, but they were at the same time taking part in the governance. But they were fighting for that. The Britishers were gentle enough that they gave them the chance to have the share in their governance, and at the same time, when they came to the conclusion that they can't be governed by us now. Now it is at the peak. They left it, and that they left it in a friendly manner, giving them an Independence Act, and giving them the way out how to manage the country, how to divide the country. So let India do like that, in a graceful manner. It will ultimately happen, no doubt. I have no doubt in it. It will ultimately happen. But if it happens earlier, it will be in the interest of India, in the interest of subcontinent, and in the interest of whole of the world.
Right, sir. So India could learn something from the British rule in India.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Sir, thank you so much for being with us today. It was an honor to have you here. We have learned a great deal from you, and it was a very, very educational and very fruitful learning experience for us, sir. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you. I am equally delighted. Thank you very much.